Hey friends, this is Kathy and you're watching Kathy at Home and I have missed you. I have kind of been out of YouTube for a while because we've had our house up for sale for 4 months and we have finally sold it. And in 2 days, we are moving from Tennessee to Colorado. Big adventure for me and my husband, Steve. So my house is almost all packed up. Getting excited, but I recently received a challenge from another YouTube friend, and the challenge that I received is from Busy Bee Maree, and she challenged me to do a little Q&A, and we've got a set of questions that she, along with some other YouTube friends, let me name everyone. So we've got Busy Bee Maree, we've got Tina's Talk Time, Maria Crocker, and Jordy Grandma. And I will be linking all those in the description box for you guys, so you can go check out their Q&As too. But they call themselves the Transatlantic Wives of YouTube, and they're all really sweet British ladies. And Maree lives in Las Vegas, and the other ladies do live in Great Britain. So I'm excited to be working with these really sweet women, and I did say that I would take them up on the challenge. So I hope you enjoy this little Q&A session with me, and it might help you get to know me just a little bit better. So it'll be fun. I can't wait to hear what the other ladies have done with their Q&As. So be looking out for all of those coming up soon, and I will link those. I might not get this linked immediately as far as their other videos, but I will, once I get moved into my new house, I'll link all those videos on this one so that you can, you know, kind of have a little playlist for those. So I want to thank Busy Bee Maree for thinking about me and including me in their little Q&A sessions. So I'm very excited. I will be doing a lot more decorating and organizing as we move into our new house, and I'm so excited. Anyway, so there'll be a lot of content coming out pretty soon, and I am really going to be adopting a little bit less decor in this new house, and maybe even use what you've got or shop your house a little bit more than going out and buying stuff all the time. So we're gonna see how that goes, and because I think we all need to kind of be watching out on what we're spending nowadays. If you can buy groceries, you're doing good nowadays. So anyhow, but let's get going on this Q&A session, and I'm very excited. So here we go, y'all. Okay, the first question. What country would you most like to visit? And that's an easy one, England. I have never been to England. I did go on a trip to Europe with my daughter when she was in high school with a group of kids. And we went to France and Italy and Spain, but we did not go to England. My oldest daughter has been to England a couple of times, but that is, I want to go to Abbey Road. If you don't know, I'm a great big Beatles fan, and I think that would be very, very fun. I'm also a big Princess Diana fan, and I would just love to go there someday. So I don't know if that's gonna happen, maybe, I don't know. Can't get Steve to really get into going to another country. So we'll see how that works out. May have to get someone else to go with me anyhow. So that is where I would love to go visit. The next question, what was your first job? And my first job was working in, I was a senior in high school, and I started working in this ladies specialty shop. And it was interesting. This is where all the well-to-do ladies would go and shop in Nashville. And I worked there for a while, and it was different. So that was my first job. And I think minimum wage was like $2 and something when I started working there. So I would work the whole summer and try to make enough money to buy my books when I started college in the fall each year. And of course, then I would work, you know, when I had vacations, when I came home from school, and I would work during the holidays, and they would usually put me on gift wrapping. So that was always a lot of fun anyhow. So that was my first job. Favorite film from the 80s. And you know, I'm thinking that probably Out of Africa with Meryl Streep and Robert Redford. I'm a big Robert Redford fan, and I love that movie. So that probably is my favorite. I think that was still in the 80s, right, y'all? Anyway, I love both of them, but I really, really love Robert Redford. Oh, such a hunk, even now. Next question. Who would you like to play the movie of your life? Who would I like to play the movie of my life? You know what? That one's hard. But I think probably, I always said that I was gonna, on my name tag when I was a teacher, that I was gonna put a picture of Katie Holmes on there. I never did it, but I always said I was gonna put Katie Holmes on my name tag that I had to wear for my ID at school. So maybe Katie Holmes, because I think she's really pretty. So no other reason. Anyhow, next question. Scariest thing you've ever done? And this one is pretty easy. When my husband and I were first married, before we had babies, we went hiking, and there was like a flash flood, and we had just crossed this, what was just a tiny little sliver of water, but there was a cliff. And so, and of course we were near Cookeville, Tennessee. So we were out in the boonies, and all of a sudden, as soon as we had crossed this little body of water, when I'm literally a few yards away, there's a cliff, and you would go over it and you would be dead. This deluge of water comes. And so Steve and I decided, let's get back across this, because this is bad. So I had an umbrella because it had been raining, and I just threw the umbrella. It was gone over the cliff. Steve held on to me for dear life, and we made it across this little body of water, which we had just walked over a couple of minutes before. It was really a flash flood. It was so scary. He and I both were like, ay. And, you know, no one knew where we were. They would have found our bodies, I guess, at some point, but that was probably the scariest time. The scariest thing we've ever done. And we didn't mean to do it. It was, I don't know if we were being stupid or what, but that was not a good thing. Anyhow, but we made it through, thank goodness. The next question is, which historical figure would you like to have dinner with? And, you know, this one's hard because there's so many people. But I'm thinking Martin Luther King Jr., because he's always been a hero of mine. And if I could speak to anyone, I just think that he would have a lot of wisdom to share. So that would probably be the historical figure that I would enjoy having dinner with. The next question is, how did you meet your husband? Well, I met my husband when I was a senior in college, and I no longer worked at the little lady shop, specialty shop. I had graduated to another job. And I worked there part-time while I went to school. So I arranged my classes so that I would go to school. I would take my classes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I could work on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And it was at a department store, a Nashville department store that's no longer in business, but it was one of the main department stores. And I was working there, and I had been working there for a while. And my husband, Steve, was a firefighter for 39 years. And so this was, let's see, 1982. And he was a firefighter. But the thing about firefighters is they would work for 24 hours and then they would be off for 48 hours. So they could have second jobs. So he had some buddies that had already worked at this department store in security. And so he got a job and he was working in security. And he thought I was cute. So he started taking me to lunch. And lunch led to going out to dinner. And so the rest is his history. So that's been 41 years ago. We're about to celebrate our 39th wedding anniversary. So that's how I met my little sweet husband. And he's been a good one. What was my most embarrassing moment? And I know I've probably had a lot of embarrassing moments in my lifetime. But one that's a funny story that happened is that I was a teacher. I was a third grade teacher. And in the spring, a lot of times we would have really bad weather and tornadoes and the threat of tornadoes. And so we would have to go and, line the kids up in the hallways and for safety purposes. And so we were having a little tornado action close by. So we were everybody in the whole school, we had our assigned little spots. In my class, I got them lined up and they were all safe. But I was missing one child that had been with another teacher. And so I go out to go find that child, so here I am. I'm running down the hall and I did find her. And then I started running back down to where my class was. And I don't remember exactly what shoes I had on, but they were probably just had a little bit of a heel on them. But I go flying down the hall and my feet go whoosh out from under me. And I go boom onto the floor. And I did sprain my ankle big time bad. I got up and I pretended like, oh, it's okay, I'm not hurt. But what the funny part of this story is that once we got back in the classroom after the weather got better, one of my students, a sweet little boy, he said, we were in the hall and then all of a sudden I hear this boom and I thought it was a tornado. But it was just Miss Holt. She fell down on the floor. So I guess I made a pretty big splash in the floor when that happened. But anyway, that was always, that story just cracked me up. And to this day, I still love that story. So that was probably my most embarrassing moment, even though I thought it was hilarious. What is my pet peeve is the next question. And I have a really big pet peeve, and my pet peeve is this. I go crazy when I see people leaving their cart in the parking lot, just wherever, and not putting it back in the little cart holdy thingy. That drives me crazy. I think it is so irresponsible, and let's be a good citizen, y'all. Hey, put the cart back. That's all I can say about that. But that is my pet peeve. And then the next question is, outside of your family, what are you most proud of or your proudest moment? And I guess probably professionally speaking, my proudest moment is when my babies were born. Of course, that's gotta be number one. But if I was thinking just of myself and proud of things that I had accomplished, I was a teacher for 26 years, and at my school, I was voted Teacher of the Year twice, and that really was nice. I don't like people to make a fuss over me, and so, it feels a little weird for people to do that, but that was an honor, and it meant a lot to me because the people that decide who is the Teacher of the Year in the school building, of course I didn't go any farther than that, they are the other teachers, and so the other teachers vote on you. And to know that I had their respect and admiration as a professional meant a lot to me. So I guess that was probably the proudest moments that I can think of professionally speaking. But anyhow, so that's all my questions. I hope you had fun listening to me rattle on and got to get to know me a little bit better. And don't forget to check out the Transatlantic Wives of YouTube. We've got Busy Bee Maree, Tina's Talk Time, Maria Crocker, and Jordy Grandma. I hope I said that right. Anyway, ladies, I'm so happy that you included me in this fun little project. And guys, I hope everybody is doing great. And I will see you very, very soon at my new house. I can't wait. I'm so excited. You guys take care. I send you lots of hugs and lots of love. I hope you're doing great and having a good summer and not getting too hot. Drink your water, okay? And I will see you soon. Bye, you guys.